Hey there! Today we dive into nature, but it won't be plants again. There are plenty of beasts surrounding you, and of course it's possible to play them. Of course if your DM allows it. First of today's races will be Borisy folk. The remnant of tabaxis, therefore they are humanoid look like cats. It is said that Borisy history is intertwined with an alien being that gave Borisy intense affinity for magic. This is what led the bloodline to live through a massacre that eliminated other Borisy. The alien being hasn't directly interacted with Borisy for centuries, but time to time an individual Borisy can dream of an alien entity. It usually happens when the numbers of its followers are low, so the Borisy gets its magical powers rejuvenated in exchange for obedience to alien as a cultist. Borisy live in large communities and usually lead settled life. Borisy-only towns are not a regular thing. They usually live alongside other beastal races or even humans. Their fur is usually a color of solid brown or blue, but it can be other colors too. They are a bit smaller than humans. Their large eyes are bright and often their color is red, yellow or orange. These eyes are known to be uncomfortable to look at, and because of large eyes, Borisy heads are unproportionally big compared to their body. So traits. They are humanoids. Borisy mature at the same rate as humans and live up to 90. Their size is medium. Borisy walking speed is 35 feet. Borisy have 60 feet of dark vision. Their dexterity and charisma scores are both increased by 2. These folks know common and one more language of your choice. Innate magical power grants Borisy access to 2 cantrips and 1 first level spell from Warlock's spell list. Charisma is spellcasting ability for them. First level spell can be cast once a day without expending a spell slot. Unsettling Knights of Borisy grant them proficiency in intimidation skill. Therefore Borisy are limp and agile as cats, they are proficient in 1 dexterity based ability. Next race of today's list is Lycanians, great mercenaries and warriors scattered all over the world. Their numbers are not significant and often they are assumed as gnomes. Most of them live far from civilization in tribes or smaller packs of 15-20 creatures. Larger groups often live in the mountains. However, they are not so primal. They build homes with gained in some way tools. Some pack's leader may even have libraries available to other pack members at their homes. They are not also so distant from religions. Usually they praise some primal nature gods. Their fur is of broad range of colors, from brown to shades of grey. They have quite massive build. Their eyes color also varies from brown to even purple. Traits. Their creature type is humanoid. Lycanians mature around 18 and live up to 100. They are a bit larger than humans, but their size is still medium. Their walking speed is usually 30 feet. Therefore they are creatures of night, they have 60 feet of dark vision. Lycanians' strength and dexterity scores are both increased by 1. They know common and Sylvan languages. Living in the wilds makes Lycanians professional survivors. During a long rest they get a number of temporary hit points equal to their level. They are also proficient in survival skill. And at the end we have giant ants. They were once monsters that terrorized people who came around their territory, but one day wizard with a party fought their way into insect's nest and stole a couple of their eggs. In his laboratories, the wizard did some experiment on these eggs, bred the ants to discover the human-like sentience in them one day. Then he divided insects into groups and continued experiments, causing development of new subspecies. With new subspecies and great intelligence, ants have made their way out and spread it across the land. Society of Giant Ants is matriarchal, where one queen rules them all. All other ants live and serve to protect their queen. Because of great intelligence, they create kinda cities with same security levels that human towns would have. They have quite poor views on wizards, but show some respect to anyone who showed druidic talent. Traits. Their creature type is monstrosity. They live from 50 to 80 years. Their size is comparable to human size, and so their size is medium. Their walking speed is 30 feet, they also have 15 feet of digging speed. They have 60 feet of thermosense. Ants' dexterity score is increased by 2. They speak, read and write common and one other language of your choice. Armor class of Giant Ant is 12 plus dexterity modifier unless they are wearing an armor. As ants, they are capable of carrying bigger load. Bites become their natural weapon, they deal 1d4 plus strength modifier slashing damage. There are 3 known subraces: Fire, Baldock and Flying Ants. Fire Ants' wisdom score is increased by 1. Their bite deals additional 2 fire damage. Fire ants are also resistant to fire damage. Bowdog ants' strength score is increased by 1. Their bite deals 1d6 plus strength modifier slashing damage instead of 1d4. This subspecies can jump twice as long distance as others. Flying ants' dexterity score is increased by 3 instead of 2. They have flying speed of 15 feet. If the ant ends its turn in air and nothing is holding them aloft, they fall. They take half of fall damage due to air resistance of their wings. And that's all, folks. See you next week.